Hey guys, and welcome to the live stream once again. So what I'll be doing today is basically just follow up from what I've done yesterday. So I managed to add some of the details from where we left off last night. Okay, so basically tonight I'll be trying to play around with this stencil. I'm still not familiar with either one of these designs, but I'll just try to play around with it. At the same time, we can talk about GBWC for Singapore. The form has just been released, it has been announced. The final submission date is on the 3rd of September. I believe, if I'm not wrong, let me check the date for. Okay, so the first registration is on the 12th of August 2018, and the final one, where you will need to submit a photo of your final entry, is on the 3rd of September. So it's actually 1 month, more or less around there, 1 month earlier as compared to last year. But the category and stuff, there are also some changes as well. By the way, you can actually download this form at the description below. So it's from the official Bandai Google form, so go ahead and download the high resolution one from there. So the open cat is still the same. There are 2 categories. The younger one 15 to 20, and the older one basically 21 and above. Junior cat, this time around it's interesting to see that junior category, there are still 2 categories, but the overall winner is only limited to 1 category. So age group wise is still the same, 11 to 14. The younger one is any age 10 and below. Okay, I won't be going through all the prizes, just some of the different categories and the awards. So this time around, the bonus category, we have the New Challenger Award for both Open and Junior, the MG Special Award for both Open and Junior, High Grade Special Award for both Open and Junior, and the last one, which is something new, Gundam Build Diver Special Award for both Open and Junior. So I guess anyone who is new to this hobby, or is the first time taking part in GBWC, can actually look forward to something, the New Challenger Award. And since we have Gundam Build Diver, which most of the kits are actually high grade, they can actually try their hands on these new kits and take part in the competition and try it out. Okay, so registration, I think each one of us have a different way of registering or taking part in this form. For me personally, what I usually do is I will just type out the details, like my name, my IC, date of birth, address. I'll just type it out and send it over to the email that is given by them. There's no needs that you need to print it out or scan it in, or type it out based on the form itself. You can actually type it out normally and just send it out. Okay. But one thing to take note is that please limit your photo size to 5 megabytes. I think if there's a lot of people sending over, it might actually flood their emails, and the download of the images might be a bit slower. So do help to assist their workload. It's mentioned that again, late submission will be disqualified from the competition, so please take note of that. Rules and regulation, well, I think primarily all the same rules as before. It's only open to Singapore citizen or the PR. Bandai model kits only. The judging criteria are painting skill, modification, creativity. Do not enroach any third party or any IP fully responsible, blah 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 blah. Okay. Your pre-registration, your WIP photos are allowed during the first registration on the 12th of August, but the final one, 3rd September, have to be the final completed finished model and not the WIP. Your kit cannot be taken part in any other competition, if not you'll be disqualified. Blah blah blah. All winners, all prize winners are required to be present. We won't know who are the winner until the actual day itself, so best is for everybody to be present. All entries are reviewed at random. Sentai Toys reserve the rights to replace a prize with any other equals value. Log on to the bandai-hobby.net/GBWC for more details. Event location will be announced via email or SMS. Okay, that's new. Oh no, actually not really. All along they have been sending out the location based on the email. So that's about it. If you have any question about GBWC, how to, for Singapore, if you have any question about that, how to take part, or any doubts on the entry form, you can feel free to post me a question, and I'll see if I can answer you to my best knowledge. Okay, so I have here with me also my coffee. I keep it in the vacuum or tumbler so that it's warm. Today is quite a shag day, although it's only Monday. Good thing is that tomorrow is a public holiday for us, so I can actually stay up a little bit later and I work more a bit on this kit, and then probably get back to sleep and work on it again tomorrow morning. So I mentioned earlier, what I'll be doing today is simply trying to add some details, draw out some of the details, and see if I can make use of the stencil that I just showed you all just now. So actually, before I start off the video, I've already completed what I ended off yesterday, adding the plug plate and stuff. I want to add more details around the front portion, somewhere around here as well. I have drawn some very minor details here, which later I will try to add it in. I have some thoughts about this line to add on some details as well, but I don't really wish to add too much to the point that it is too distracting. So if I were to add one detail here, in terms of color, that area there will be slightly brighter or different from the rest. I still have some problems around this section. I don't really like the plug plate design over here, so I might change it the last minute. I do not know. I will leave it as such for now. So yeah, let's just try to see what I can do. So I have this particular stencil which the design has this vertical or actually diagonal vents. So I'm going to see if it looks good here. Maybe. Okay, so I think roughly not too much panel line right now. Just some very subtle details here and there. Over here, I still want to do something with it. Let's see what other stencil do I have. Now I really want to try using some of this stencil, since I bought it, don't really want to let it go to waste. Not know the stage and stuff. Compass Point or Compass One, they have been there for at least 3 times. Serangoon Next at least twice. What else? Where else? And Bugis Plus, yeah. So those are the few areas. This year, I also don't know where. Really depends on the timing of their event and the location that is available. Okay, I for a moment I thought that my webcam went dead because the screen on my computer is hang. So honestly, I'm not so interested in this kind of pattern. The teeth kind where you go have a lot of these teeth. I find it's very distracting at certain time. But I might be using that for some very short distance. So anyway, I'm going to try doing some detail on these 2 parts first. Hey Jonathan. Hey, if it's afternoon there, finish work early. Wow. Do you work at a night shift last night or what? I realized I have one more of these 2 actually, so let's see if I can make use of these. Well, I really love these circles. compared to this, these are like so short, and you know, these are like longer. I might actually use this for some of the detailing now. And these triangles, they look interesting. Not too sure if I'm able to make use of them though. Okay. So this week is actually a good week for you in terms of the time. Okay, I think my phone is officially gone. Let me just check. Okay, it's back again. I think your progress for the weapon is actually very good. It's almost done already. You just need to stick them together. Are you going to use any magnets for your weapon? Because some of the parts, in terms of painting wise, will be too difficult if it's all stick up together. Okay, cool. Day progress, not bad. I finished what I did yesterday. Today basically is just to add some details. For us Singapore, the announcement for GBWC is just announced. So I have about maybe 98 days to go. So my current plan in terms of when should I get things done, hopefully I can get everything done within the next 2 months, and then start painting them during the last month. I think it's going to be tough because in terms of work, I'm not too sure if I have the time to paint during the weekdays. If I only have the time to paint during the weekend, I might not be able to actually take part this year. So yeah. Sorry, yeah, it's about 98, close to 100 days, just 2 days. Okay lah, Saleh, I think your production speed is also quite fast, you know. The amount of work you put in is also quite a lot. Even though it's like hand painting, you know, but honestly speaking, those details that you put inside, I think is equivalent to what kind of details we are working as well. Those scratches and line art, those painting is really top notch. Okay, there are some differences in the shape. Some looks bigger than the other, so I will need to do some trimming. Then the first time I saw your work, it's like, wow, serious on the Gunpla, you actually can do, you know, not just lighting, those gradients, you know, even those scratches and stuff. Like wow, power. Yeah, you should, if you have the time, just watch some of his video. The way he do his hand painting. Hey Kenneth, how is your Monday? Hey Aston. Wow, open hatch. Yeah, the YouTube comments actually prevent you from putting in a link. If you want, maybe you can try putting the link in the actual comment section. I'm not too sure if it's allowed, or if not, you can share with me on Facebook. I will put it there. I will share it with on Facebook as well. Yeah, I noticed that there's a few Korean modelers who actually started off YouTubing as well. I myself have been subscribing to some of them, and I would say it's a lot of things to learn from them as well. In terms of not just the build, but in terms of how they present themselves on YouTube. There's so many things I need to learn. How can I make this stupid mistake? I've been making mistakes since the weekend. I think it's hard for me to focus talking and doing model kit at the same time. Okay, this is actually quite horrible. Can't seem to get the line out. The angle and stuff are all wrong, so I have to redo the whole thing. Okay, good night, man. Okay, so I've stick the stencil onto the plastic part, and I'm not too sure if it's sticking it well. Seems to be well enough. So in the past, what I usually do with this kind of pattern is that I will use a guiding tape to guide me along, and then I will cut out that cavity or that change of angle. Or another way I will do it is actually I will cut it out from a flat plate and then I will stick the flat plate on, and then I will actually trace it over with the chisel. So this is the first time I'm actually using this metal stencils for chiseling, or actually for scribing. So I hope it goes well. So one of my concern here with using metal template or stencil is that because it's metal, and then my BMC is also metal, so I hope it doesn't really scratch or damage the chisel, or vice versa, the chisel will damage the stencil. Okay, so I'm going very lightly and gently across all the horizontal line or vertical line, depending on how you will see it. Okay, I'll be removing the stencil now, and then we will take a look. Okay, I'll remove the tape gently so that I can actually reuse it for the other side. So the scribe line, from what I can see, is actually not that bad. When I was scribing, actually I do have some worries that those diagonal lines will not be that accurate. You know, the angle might be tilted, but with this stencil actually is actually not so bad. um, okay, my drill bits have is covered up with glue, so I actually have to remove the glue first before I can start using it again. Okay, the glue is not coming out. I didn't really drill in too deep because I don't want the glue to be bursting up and then be a waste. So I only glue enough. Hopefully it's enough for some glue to come up. Yep. So the glue. Okay, that's it. Okay. On to the next piece. Okay, so what's happening now, basically my clear tape is wrapping around the pencil, so I want to remove it carefully. I don't want any accident to happen. Okay, now let's continue with this piece. it looked like today progress is rather slow. For the past 1 hour I'm only working on these one or two pieces. Oh, then the dust around you is going to be crazy, man. I hate sending resin or epoxy putty. Oh, the whole hand hurts, man. The last time I sent. One thing to share with you guys is that you notice whenever I have overscribing or gaps that shouldn't be there, I will use a glue to fill it up. And one thing to take note is that if your glue is not dry, please do not use your chisel or your scriber to go over it. Instead, maybe you will want to use a hobby knife, something that is a cheaper alternative to scribe over it. Reason being is that if your chisel or your scriber have the glue stuck onto it and it is curing up, you'll find it very difficult to remove it, and it might actually damage your chisels and your scriber. So in my situation here, I'm using a hobby knife instead to gently go past the panel line. Sorry, I can't multitask, so when I'm going over it, I lost a word all of a sudden. Okay, then when it's dry, I'll go over with my chisels. On the other hand is that if you are working on putty, so in this situation here, I mentioned in the other video, the last video, is that when I was scribing over, the edges actually crack open because of the different material at that small little spot. So I actually filled up with E7 putty, and what happened is that I actually went through it with a BMC chisel. So why is it that for super glue I can't do it and for putty I can? Because putty are easier to break off from your chisel, and when I'm going through it, the putty is still wet, so I can actually wipe off from the chisel quite easily. You can also use your mechanical pencil to go over your panel line. This will help you remove whatever dirt that is inside. At the same time, it will review your panels. So it's kind of like a win-win situation. But you take note that whenever you go through those areas that have super glue or putty with a pencil, it might actually damage the putty and the glue. Okay, I wanted to try. Before I try anything, I want to keep this properly first. Okay, I wanted to try some of this design. I do have my fear of using them because I do not have the rounded kind of you know, I don't really know how to use it as well, but I'll just try it out first. If it doesn't work well for me, I will use some plastic or some spare part to try it out. I think I should try that. Take some spare plastic. Okay, so this is what I usually do if I'm not confident enough to use that particular tool or that particular, basically particular tools. I don't even know what I'm talking right now already. Make my coffee. So I usually take some spare plastic, either is it bar plate or hobby parts, Gunpla parts, and then I work on it, try it out. Okay, so going over the stencil. Okay, so let me think how I can go about it. Round, what do I have to is round? Glue bits. But if I don't have the right size, I might damage the stencil. I think glue bit might be the best case scenario. Okay, did they write any size over there? Nope. Usually each one of these stencil, they have this small digit, very very small number to tell you what is the size, but in this situation there is no number at all. So I might need to try and error. 1000 seems to be correct to do. I'm going to try something else. Chisel 0.3. Too small. 0.6. The gap here, if I'm not wrong, is around 0.7, and unfortunately I do not have a 0.7 chisel, so I can only use the closest one is a 0.6. Okay, so I'm going to remove the stencil now and see how it looks. If it looks good, then I will transfer the stencil over to the red piece. If it doesn't look good, I'll keep practicing until I get it correct. And then meantime, I will try something else for that area. Okay, so just use maybe a pencil to go over it. Yeah, I didn't really use too much strength or go over it too much, so looks not that great, to be honest. Definitely need some training. I still want to try something, so where is the stencil? I think one of the main reasons that it's not doing well is because I don't have the correct size. If I have the right size, I believe it will be easier. Okay, so try this. So this the width should be around 0.3, sorry, 3 mm. I'm gonna try using a 3 mm chisel. Don't need don't need to mill. You know, I can actually go and find and purchase it. Even if I don't have it, it is okay. Thanks, man. Thanks. So now I face another challenge. This is actually from the left to the right, right at the center of that circle, right? That design is 3 mm. So, but the highest, you know, the top part and the bottom part is actually less than that. So my chisel can't, you know, go anywhere beside the center. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try using the 0.6 again. Okay, but this time round I will be doing it from an angle. Ooh. The stencil got moved away just now. Okay, I don't think this is perfect either, but I just want to try and see this particular concept that I have does it work or not. So the first one that I do, I was chiseling, you know, flat on, but this current one that I'm doing, actually I tilted the chisel one side, so it looks like there is a particular, you know, that is slanted. So I don't know if it works or does it look nice. Okay, and halfway through when I was scribing, the stencil actually moved out, so the thickness will not be the same anymore. So actually I think the idea of slanting the chisel is actually workable here. Just need to make sure that the stencil do not move out. Double side tape, no, I think double side tape is how do I say, okay, I have experience with double side tape before. It's not that I never tried before, and I will say I prefer the clear tape, because clear tape, when I remove it, it doesn't leave any residue, where else double-sided tape, they will leave, you know, sometimes you cannot remove it. It's very difficult to remove double-sided tape sometimes also. Then you will actually have the thickness stuck there, and every time you want to use it, you cannot take it out. So yeah, I prefer to use the clear tape. Wow, how come you all got 0.7? And when I first saw the 0.7, I was thinking, who would buy an odd number, 0.7? So I go with the even number, 0.6. And then now it's like most of the stencil here are like 0.7. Damn. Huh, it's the only one you use some more. Okay, I think the fun part about trying out on spare plastic is that you are not afraid of making a mistake, and you go ahead and make a mistake because you get to experience new things. Okay, I'm going to stop the scribing here because I don't want to spend too much time on it as well. I think I still need some practice. I'm not that confident to apply this chiseling method over on the original plastic itself. So I might do it at a later time, or maybe just change the design of that area. I definitely need practice, that is for sure. So I'm going to put this one side as well. Let's see how much time we have. Okay, I already hit over the 1 hour 40 minutes already, so I'll most probably stop the video here as well. There's really a lot of things I need to do, and the good thing is that tomorrow is a public holiday for us, so I'll be spending at least maybe half the day working on this as well. I do have some plans in the morning that I want to some personal time for myself, so maybe after that when I come back I'll be working on the kit. So yeah, that's it, man. If you have any questions about again the entry form for GBWC, feel free to just ask questions, whether it's on YouTube or over at my Facebook page. Just go ahead and ask. No worries at all. Thanks for staying up with me as well, and I'll catch up with you guys again either tomorrow or Wednesday. Right, so good night guys, bye.